So today I want to share something that I've been sitting with for a while. Now, I've been quietly part of a biohacking community for some time now, and I'm in there for my own benefit to learn more. But I have to say, it's been incredibly eye-opening. And lately, I've been feeling like I need to speak up. Not because I want to defend doctors, not because I think I know it all, but because I believe I can offer a perspective that's missing. Now, I want to give you a little history. I'm a conventionally trained OBGYN who crossed over into the world of functional medicine after my own health challenges weren't getting addressed by traditional care. So I get both sides. And I think it's time I officially came out as a doctor in this space, because what I'm seeing is a lot of distrust, frustration, and honestly pain, especially around topics like hormone replacement therapy and testosterone in women and how women are treated during perimenopause and beyond. And while the biohacking space has been full of innovation and hope, there's also a tension here. Sure, things like red light therapy and cold plunging are gaining massive mainstream acceptance, but there are other tools being used in the space like peptides and certain supplements that are still seen as shady or even dangerous by many in the traditional healthcare system. It's that disconnect that causes a lot of misunderstanding on both sides. And I've noticed a theme. So many women are in the biohacking space because they have had to become their own health advocates. That says a lot about the gaps in our current system, and it's why I think this conversation matters. So let's talk about what's really happening. So many women feel completely dismissed by their doctors when it comes to symptoms of hormone decline, like fatigue, low libido, brain fog, vaginal dryness, mood changes, weight gain. They're told it's normal. They're offered birth control, antidepressants, diet tips, but not actual hormone support. And when they ask about hormone therapy or testosterone, they're told flat out no. I get why this feels infuriating. I've been on the receiving end of that too. And yes, some women are taking matters into their own hands because they feel like no one is listening. So here is what I want you to know. Most doctors aren't trying to hurt or dismiss you on purpose. They're scared and they're uneducated. We were never trained in medical school or residency to prescribe testosterone to women. We were barely taught how to prescribe estrogen safely. And much of what we were taught was based on fear. Fear that got so much worse after the Women's Health Initiative study came out in 2002. What most people don't understand is that we practice something called defensive medicine. It means we do what's safe, standard, and widely accepted so we don't get sued or lose our licenses. So if it wasn't taught in our training or if it feels outside the box, we don't touch it. So a little story here. I remember one day in my conventional OBGYN practice, I had a patient ask me to check her hormone levels because she was on bioidentical hormones through a doctor in New York City. And I remember looking at her and saying, I'm sorry, I honestly don't know how to monitor those. I was trained to check things like an FSH to diagnose menopause, and that's it. Now, mind you, that was about 14 years ago when I didn't know how to check hormones. So while I tried to remain humble, I didn't know what I didn't know. But now I know. And here's the point. That's how most docs operate. Not because they're arrogant, although some are, but not all. It's because they weren't taught differently. Many truly believe if it wasn't in my training, it must not be valid. And here's another little piece of the puzzle. Our healthcare system is broken. Doctors are seeing 30, 40, even 50 patients a day just to stay afloat financially. There's no time for them to sit and listen to your full story, let alone research alternative therapies. It's not uncommon for doctors to be burned out, exhausted, and honestly unhealthy themselves. Many smoke, many drink way too much. They're too tired to work out or cook meals at home. This isn't an excuse, it's the reality. A reality I almost quit medicine over twice. So I left conventional medical practice back in 2014, not because I hated it, but because I wasn't helping women in the way they deserved. I had become an expert in managing uteruses, ovaries, and pap smears, and not in truly supporting women as whole human beings. When I couldn't get answers to my own personal health symptoms, I went down the rabbit hole. I learned about things like hormones, toxins, gut health, inflammation, and how everything is connected. And once I knew better, I had to do better. So I went into functional medicine. So to the women out there watching and resonating with this, I see you, I hear you, and yes, you deserve more than dismissal and quick fixes. To the biohacking community, I understand the skepticism towards conventional medicine, but please don't write off every doctor. Some of us are trying to bridge the gap and trying to learn more about biohacking tools. And to the doctors who might stumble on this video, it's okay to say you don't know, but it's not okay to stop learning. So if you're a woman over 40, navigating hormonal shifts, and you want someone who understands both sides of the story, I do offer complimentary strategy calls to see if working together is a good fit. Because you don't need more pills, you need someone to connect the dots. And if you found this video helpful, you know what to do. Subscribe, hit that like button, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today, because this is a conversation we need to have more often. And with that, we'll see you right back here next week. Ciao.